Hi, this is Shelly from Frugal Family Home, and today I wanted to share with you a yummy recipe for cinnamon apple coffee cake. It's a simple, easy, from scratch recipe that can be made in about 10 minutes and baked in about 40. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. First, we're going to start by adding the sugars. We need brown sugar and white sugar, and we'll just break that brown sugar up a little. Then we're going to add the flour and the cinnamon, and this is for our crumble topping, and we're just going to whisk that together to incorporate it well. Then we're going to add our butter, and I'm using margarine, dairy-free margarine, to keep this dairy-free for my family, but you can use butter if you want. Make sure it's cold, and then just pinch in the butter. We're just going to pinch it in, and you can use a fork if you prefer, but I like to just use my hands and incorporate it really well. And once it looks pretty crumbly, then we'll be done, and we'll just take it and put it into the refrigerator until we're ready for it. Now we're going to start the coffee cake. We're going to add the flour and the sugar and baking powder and salt. There's no eggs in this recipe, so if you need to eat egg-free, it's a good recipe for you to try. Just whisk the dry ingredients together well, and then we're going to add the apples. I like to add the apples in with the dry ingredients and toss them or stir them in to help coat them with the flour so they don't stick in clumps in the coffee cake, so they get distributed more evenly through the coffee cake. Now we'll just make it well, and we're going to add our wet ingredients. First, we're going to add our oil, and then we're going to add the milk, and here I'm using soy milk, but you can use any kind of milk you want, and some vanilla. And then we just want to stir this just to make sure all of the dry ingredients are moistened, but don't overmix. So just until those dry ingredients are moistened well. And once that's done, then we're going to put it into a greased pan. And here's our greased pan, and we're just going to scoop it into the greased pan, just a scoop at a time. And you can see there's apple chunks in each one. And then once we get all the batter into our square pan, just kind of smooth it out. And now it's time to add our crumble topping we made at the beginning, and just distribute it out. Make sure every little bit gets covered, because you know, it's really good to have a little bit of that crumble topping on each piece. And then once we get all the crumble topping on, then we're going to bake it. And here's our cinnamon apple coffee cake all done. Doesn't it look delicious? It's such an easy from scratch recipe that takes very little time. And if you like this recipe, you can find more easy recipes at frugalfamilyhome.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.